Alright, we should be live now, just with a little bit of delay. So I'm going to close that. We have open only the things that we need to have open. We've closed everything, or we've not turned anything on since boot. That doesn't need to be on, like Discord, that'll run in the background. So it should be optimized. Played with the audio settings, got the right noise reduction on the desktop audio, played with all that, so we should be good. Also got a little bit of practice in by doing that testing, so let's just get to it. I actually kind of like that double click there. I don't think that's the way it was originally built, but definitely makes it more interesting now. I'm beginning to think I over-practiced. But then that can happen, so it's fairly well balanced, I suppose. Just my level of practice versus my odds of beating this. I would argue that any part that's just a random filter like that is not well balanced, but the whole dynamic of me approaching it right now in a stream, I think, is fairly well balanced. At least similarly balanced to other streams. But, I could get lucky and only die in Mega Man's once. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to advertise this stream. Let me go do that. Oh, and I need to open up Discord to do that, so you can use Task Manager and close it down. Oh yeah. Mega Man's part is... Okay, so here's the deal with Mega Man's part. Half the time I die there because my finger didn't want to do the spam, or it was 60 hertz messing with me, just something didn't want to work. The other half of the time, I die there because of that buggy jump pad that the ball hits. And then the other half of the time, the timing of the wave spam doesn't match up with that one pink orb in the ball, and so the ball ends up just landing in the spikes. And then, oh wait, that's 3 halves. I guess I'm screwed, right? 150% of the time I die to something there. That was a reference to, I think, Skunk Fu from ages ago. So that was a show that showed up on like the WB or the CW type of channel. It's like a local station with different programs on it, and it had kids shows back on Saturday mornings from 7 to noon. And I watched that when I was a kid, and one of the shows on there was called Skunk Fu, and they had something like that where I guess they're trading insults or something, and one of them was one of the insults was like, you're descended from like these 3 different parents who all had you. It was a bloodline type of thing, right? Like to be half Native American, half Indian, like from India, and half Caucasian, right? Like, how does that work? It obviously doesn't. Anyway, so I'm just going to share this. Does that? Let me open up a new window. Let me double check that that link is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, that needs to go away. Somehow that link did not transfer correctly. Okay, the stream URL, that should go to my stream, right? And it goes somewhere else. What the heck? It still says my chat's popped out, right? Yeah. Okay. That's a little bit weird. Backup server. Yeah, I'm not sure. Copy video URL. Is that what we need? There we go. Backup server. That's what we need. So we'll send it there. We'll send it here. Then I think that's really all where I need to send it. Because all the other servers are like dead at this point. Those guys will hop onto me if they see me. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is Task Manager Discord and close it. So let's go find that. Oh wow, there's a lot of instances here. And just double check, Discord is not open. Alright, so we should be ready to go. I'm going to reset the recording just because we spent so much time trying to share the stream. Better reset the attempt too, because that would be a very weird video. Your server's actually, Matovia, your server's a lot more alive than servers that I'm in. Like GD USA is super dead. Scratch is really dead. Got some friends who have really dead servers, like Happy 365. He's still got some stuff going on there, but it's not as active as yours. Although that isn't saying too much, as you are aware. Scratch has been dead for like 2 years and still around. You know what? I should have advertised in my own Discord server. Oh, what did you say there? Rated level list. I mean, I've got a demon list, but I'm sure that there's a list of all rated levels, and it's over 10,000 long, and yada yada. You guys can only see GDD. That's good. Okay, so I'll post it there. And I guess we'll leave Discord up, because why not? It's going alright, Happy? Should be studying database right now, but I want to get this done. Plus, I think I've got enough time to make it work. Especially if I cut down on other nonsense later in the week. Now it's a run. And it's a dead run. But it was a run nonetheless. And by the way, that means you can start shouting go once I pass Mega Man's part. I should have put that in the stream description. But this isn't real until I pass that bucket of nonsense. How do you even die there? Did I just click too fast? That's a very rare problem to have. Eventually, yes. Let's, for the first 3,000 attempts, no. Wow. I'm just sucking at that wave right now. I haven't spent too much time trying to practice it, just because I always have to pass it in order to practice everything after it. So I've gotten pretty decent at it already just from that. What? That's weird. I did not know that it would give me that slope bug while in the same game session. But that might be because practice mode is a bit different. I'd get that bug in practice mode, and then I'd have to exit in order to clear it out and make it stop happening. Or I'd have to time one of the jumps late. But here I just got it after not getting it for a while, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's always been there and I've just clicked late every time. Just ever so slightly late. Maybe it's a random 60 hertz thing. Right? It could just be random. Depends on when exactly a frame gets processed. The frame where I supposedly jump off of that. And that can change from attempt to attempt very rarely. Usually every attempt, even in normal mode, exists. You know, it puts the frames in the same place. What I'm trying to say here. Let's say from the start of the run, every single position that you could have is measured in, let's just go with milliseconds, right? So the first frame, right, would occur at 0, and then the second frame would occur at 16 2/3, and so on. And so if you just measure the level from the start in milliseconds, you'd see 16 2/3 milliseconds increments between each frame, and they'd land exactly on the increments most of the time. But sometimes they can get misaligned. Sometimes they can get misaligned mid-attempt, which is probably where it happens because, CPU or GPU is like, oh no, we need to take a little bit longer for that one. And so you can get some attempts that are inconsistent from the rest because of a small little hiccup like that. But usually everything lands on the same intervals, right? All the intervals between attempts align. And so that issue could be a misalignment of intervals. And so it only happens very rarely. Though I would expect to have a problem there on 120 hertz, and I don't recall having that, so I don't know. I did do one practice run on 120 hertz to see what it's like. Dang, that sucks. Alright, I am going to go in and edit the stream description. I wanted to fix something as well. So that should say 33%. Go. I don't know what percent it is, so after go. Reach talk there we go. Alright, so I just edited the stream description to say that go is after passing Mega Man 9's part, which includes that UFO transition, but it doesn't matter too much just because of the stream delay. Anyway, let's get started. I've gotten a lot more consistent at passing that transition anyway, so I don't think it's too big of a deal. It used to be a pain in the butt when I was first starting out. It's like, how on earth are you going to do this? But it's not so much luck based as the rest of the part is, so. Oh, that was weird. I guess I got a really late blue orb activation there. I don't think I've ever had that before. Yeah, as I was saying earlier before you joined, I think I over-practiced this level a little bit. But given how inconsistent Mega Man's part can be, I think that's warranted. Dang it. I understand what you're saying, and I've actually tried that strategy, but it hasn't really helped at all. Um, I do kind of do that. I don't spam quite as fast in the first half of the duel, and then when the mini ball starts having a lot more of those orbs, that's when I try to dial it up a little bit. The thing is that spamming faster means that I can't necessarily make the wave go where I want it to. It's a lot harder on 60 hertz than say on 120 to handle fast spam like that, and so really it's just I just got to keep doing what I'm doing and get lucky. You know, there's a trade-off, and it's just the goal is to pick the optimal way to trade things off. I've spammed super fast in Mega Man's part and still gotten killed because of that second pink orb. It just happens. I am not playing on 120 hertz because I kind of see that as an unfair advantage. Yeah, lots of people are playing with 144 and 240, and some people are still using the bypass, yada yada. I get the idea. But yeah, I'm not gonna conform to that. I don't need that to be good. Plus, if you think about it, 60 hertz does make things a bit more inconsistent, but that means that your consistency as a player has to be a lot greater in order to pass something. So, you know, maybe at some point, like when 2.2 comes out and we have an FPS selector, that is when I could experience my inorganic explosion in skill from moving up to a higher frame rate. Just depends on when you want to have it. Because, you know, if you've been playing on 60 hertz for a while, then it's going to happen at some point. You're going to move up, or you're never going to move up. But it does seem to be an inevitable thing that 60 hertz players move up to a faster refresh rate or frame rate at the least. At the very least. Anyway, so yeah, I do think that 144 hertz is pay to win. Granted, granted. Um, you need to have a device to play this game, and that device is going to be good or bad depending on how much you paid for it, depending on what's inside of it. And I did spend $800 on a laptop with some okay specs, so that way this game would stop lagging on my crappy business laptop that I got a few years ago. When did I receive that? I think I received it back in 2013, 2014. That would be it. Okay. So this is a few years old when I traded it out. And that was just from my perspective. I think it was used as well. Anyway, case in point, it's already a dubious thing to try and say it's pay to win when your ability to run levels at just even 60 FPS is highly dependent upon your hardware. Your ability to record videos of those levels is very hardware dependent. And especially when it comes to the quality of the videos and anything else that you might do, like streaming, that's a whole nother level of hardware requirements. So it is dubious to say that a refresh rate is pay to win, given the way things already are, different platforms being different. But if you think about it, the refresh rate is not a requirement to play the game. It's something that's built into the game and fundamentally changes the way that the game handles itself. Whereas the lag, whereas like issues with lag, those are really just your system trying to keep up with the workload that's supposed to be there, that it's supposed to be able to handle. You can kind of see how they're two separate issues, but they're also very much related. So I don't think that trying to get a system that will perform better is necessarily a bad thing, because it's applicable in many other places. But getting a monitor specifically for GD, like what? And those usually aren't cheap either. The mouse that I used, it's got a very low click latency, and that it was only 16 bucks. So I think that that's something that anybody could get for GD if they wanted to. And it's definitely useful for other games because, you know, click latency is a factor in plenty of other games as well. But refresh rate, right? That's changing the way the game works. Whereas if you get a 120 Hz monitor and go play some other game, you can set its FPS. You can set its FPS above or below your monitor's refresh rate. So the refresh rate is just a visual experience type of a thing. But in GD, it does something completely different. It's a piece of hardware that changes the game, and a lot of people get it just for that reason. And it's expensive hardware too. I mean, I've said it more succinctly before, but I think the bottom line is this: the game is meant to be played on 60 frames per second. Like, that's where it's currently at. That's where it's coded to be at right now. Once that changes, I'll change as well. Again, I mean, that's even that's a dubious thing to follow, because Rob Top was aware of the differences that a high refresh rate monitor or screen, as the case may be, has on GD way back in 1.9. I think that was something that Riot talked to him about. Anyway, I do want to keep things fair by continuing to play on 60 Hz, even though it's generally accepted that you can play on higher refresh rates. What the bug? That's so weird. One way that does make it a little bit clearer to understand is there are some levels that aren't even possible on 60 Hz, but are possible on higher refresh rates. For example, Demon Attack by Jazor and Super of Everything by Roadbows. Or one of his other accounts that wasn't an account, you know, back in the day before accounts were a thing. Anyway, those are two demons that you can't beat on 60 Hz because they're bugged. Right, so it wouldn't be fair for me to complete those because they're literally impossible without 120 Hz. And likewise, it kind of turns levels into a completely different challenge when you play with that. Case in point, Poltergeist. It goes from an insane demon to like a medium or hard demon. So I want to be playing the same game as other people. Honestly, I'd kind of feel like a scumbag if I was beating levels for stars on 120 Hz. I'd be like, hey, look at my achievements. Oh, but I did that with an unfair advantage. Yeah, no. I think that getting the base FPS from your system is something that everybody should expect to get, and if you can't get that, I'm sorry for you. I think it's a reasonable expectation for anybody to attain, or for somebody to have the hardware to attain 60 FPS on a level. But then when your specific type of hardware says, "Oh, but you're special. You can double the limit or whatever." That's that's something else entirely. All right, see you later, Happy. Thanks for stopping by. Well, the legendary attempt was not so legendary. But let's see if we can actually get somewhere. That's funny. No. Ah. That happens. To think that my best is still better, like that isn't my best run from 0 so far. That's kind of messed up. Just how crazy that one practice run was. I made it all the way to the transition at the into the UFO. I didn't quite make it into the UFO, but I made it to that last little transitionary part. So that's 84 or 86, I can't remember which. I said 84 in the description, but yeah, that's some wild stuff. I got that super early on. I had only practiced it for like not even 1,500 attempts. So I was expecting to put this down pretty quickly, but no. I got walled and I got walled and I got walled some more. I clearly needed to get better. And for the past few weeks, that's what I've done. Two to 3 weeks. I've been playing this for about 3 weeks now. That's all. I think I just let go too early. Should stop doing that. Which transition are you talking about? Because there are some pretty hideous transitions in this level. If we're talking about the one in the wave before Mindsap's part, that one's not as bad as it looks. The transition out of Mindsap's part is pretty bad. Could be better. Still isn't the worst thing ever. Transition out of Mega Man's part's kind of hard. Pretty annoying to deal with when you're first practicing, but eventually you get it down. Oh, the ship into ViPriNs. Yes, that is a pretty bad transition. Even the wave is pretty bad, but I just recently started doing it in a smarter way. When it's upside down, instead of spamming and getting through there, just wait and perform a timing. I'm not sure why I keep dying there. That normally isn't a problem. I thought it was because I'm not holding long enough, but now I'm starting to think that that's not quite it. Maybe I should just exit and restart. Keeps doing it to me. I don't know why. Okay. Well, that was awkward. Okay, we got that bug again. GG. We did it. Alright. That's Ultraviolet, guys. It's done. One of my hardest demons. Okay. And if you're watching this as my channel trailer, welcome to the channel. Feel free to check out my playlists and my videos. I've got demon playlists organized by difficulty for your convenience. So if you want to look for easy demons to grind, you can go to the extremely easy or insanely easy demons playlists and paw through them and see what you can do. So let's go into this level once again and talk about it. So almost 4,000 attempts. I had maybe a couple hundred attempts trying it out a long time ago, and by that I mean around when I got this laptop. Maybe a little bit of messing around, like 10 attempts from way back in the day, but yeah, it's close to 4,000. I feel like the stream today has been a pretty reasonable amount of luck in terms of trying to get through Mega Man's part and all that, so comparing this then to Poltergeist, which is my current hardest demon, I would say Poltergeist is still slightly harder than Ultraviolet. However, on 120 Hz, Poltergeist is a lot easier, and Ultraviolet doesn't become that much easier. So it's a flip-flop there, depending on how you want to view it. So we'll say Poltergeist is still my hardest demon. Ultraviolet is a very close second. Compared to Lemon Skate, that's a hard one because I did Lemon Skate a while ago and it's got a very hard ending, whereas this, the ending is not quite as bad. To put it in perspective, there are like 3 straight fly sections and a lot of other bunk in Lemon Skate, as well as a hard swing copter. So like comparing it to that is also a very tricky one. I think Lemon Skate comes out on top. I think it's between this and Poltergeist, so you can kind of get an idea of where everything falls. And you can go to my hardest levels that I've done playlist and see how I've ranked everything. So having said all that, I think this was a lot of fun after I practiced it a lot. And by a lot, I mean I had like 3,600 attempts of practice in here before it finally started to come together and be fun. Up until then, it was frustrating, extremely frustrating. So, be warned, if you're going to play this, take time to get comfortable with it. And eventually it will become fun. Unless, of course, you don't have enough skill, and then you're just dying at Mega Man's part, and that's it, I'm rage quitting, because if I started this 1,000 attempts ago, that's where it would have been. The practice really does matter. You really do need to get consistent at everything else. I just started coming at this with a mentality of, I'm gonna practice this and get good at it. It doesn't matter if it takes 10,000 attempts. I'm eventually gonna get to the point where there's just going to be a little bit of randomness that kills me, and then I can get it. I've got a reasonable shot of doing it, and we got that well before that, not even upper bound, but just referenced boundary. It doesn't take quite as long as you might think. You just have to go at it piece by piece, give it a practice run every day or every other day, whenever. Don't try and practice it all at once. That's crazy. At least that's what's been working for me. That's how I've managed to get through things like Ultrasonic and Poltergeist. Poltergeist I didn't have much hope anyway, but it worked for this one, and I think I'm going to use that strategy in the future. Just, put it on the burner for a while. So, pretty famous level. Not surprising I don't have a record in here. Although it goes pretty recent. That's interesting. Looks like I missed the boat a little bit. Okay. And now I actually remember my attempts. Save my game. Alright. So, for the person talking about gamma ray, no. No. I hear that that is a heinous level. If at some point I started to become a pro and did stuff like ICDX and Red World Rebirth and some other easy extremes, then maybe I might start considering that one. I don't really care about doing the Lightwave series as a series. I feel like that series kinda... I mean, to call it a series when you have 2 rated levels and then Gamma Ray, I don't remember if that got rated at some point, but to try and call that a series at this point is, like, not really. Just like I kind of think that calling the 9 Circles levels a series was not something that you could do, but for different reasons. It's because it's kind of, like, random, right? It's not like they have a theme that ties them together sequentially at all. They're just a type of level. That's about it. So, whereas the Sonic series, I think now that we have Hypersonic and Subsonic, I think that that's a series because we do have a mega collab theme and so on. So, anyway, Gamma Ray is not happening. I don't really. Just the way that the series fit together, I think it was like a really haphazard construction of a series. And all right, my issue with Gamma Ray, doesn't it use let me look it up. I'm sure it's got plenty of likes and stuff. I'm pretty sure it used oh, it uses infiltration. Okay. So I guess that is fairly consistent with the series because okay. You know, never mind what I was saying there. I think that this is consistent because it uses Infiltration, which is a Paragon X9 song. It includes some of the same creators like Gyron David and ViPriN. Yeah, it's just a pain in the butt, and it went so long unrated, which kind of sucks, but I think that is a valid series, and I'm not really interested in doing it, so oh well. Alright, level requests. We are not doing level requests. However, what we will do is the daily level, since we're here. And that is the correct one, right? Immortal Iris? Yeah. I hope I don't have to look up the coins for this. That would kind of... That'd kind of stink. Okay, what? I thought I clicked that. thought I clicked that blue orb. Oh well. Alright, that coin's easy enough to figure out. Or not. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, that was just like a really weird issue that I had. Not sure why I died there. It's like it bounces in, right? So that was just bad luck, I guess. But here we are in practice mode. Let's get going. You're just free to roam about there. Okay. I'm cool with that. That's easy enough. Easy coins too. I like it. Oops. There we go, that's pretty easy. Good level, I like it. Now let's do it again. Saved that one pretty well. Oof. Oh, it's that one level with the stick figure, isn't it? I keep thinking of AT Marble. I remember Happy taking a long time to put that level down because it's a really hard demon. So. And so hearing the song like this is just kind of what it feels weird. I kind of love. Oh, you know how it says last 30%? I kind of like how levels are self-aware. The thing is that it says it at like 67%. So, yeah. I love it when they're self-aware, but I want the levels to be perfectly self-aware. Anyway, that's easy and fun. I highly recommend playing this. It does have some barriers to entry. If you're a new player, you're not gonna enjoy the start of the level. Okay, so it just shows some consistency, I guess, by doing something not super hard right after and showing all the timestamps and everything. Anyway. Yeah, I guess that's about it. What I will do, though, is I will take you through saving the game. And doing some of the other things that I do. So, let's close. Then if we come in here, copy the game files, and then create a new folder. And then it is the 22nd, and it's 1700 or 1721 for our current time. And then we go to Dropbox. That's not what I wanted. And then we'll paste it in here. And the icon has changed. Had to lean forward to see that one. Alright, and then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over to my demon list. I don't know if any new levels have currently been rated, so we'll bump that one up, and then we'll go find Ultraviolet. Set that to green. So there we go. It's interesting. We have like this little hard demon or insane demon mixture right here. And ultimate demon mix, Ultraviolet, sharp minor, pyromaniac, rupture. I know that's a kind of tough one I've been thinking about, but yeah, I don't really want to go there. Mecha Blaster, I remember seeing that, but that's a different story. Anyway. Oh, Bloodbath. So like we're late 1.9 right here. That's a funny little bunch. And then right here at the start of 1.9, there are some levels that I don't have done. Dark Angel is something I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and I should get off my lazy butt and get it done. Anyway, you can see where I ended off. Here we got 1.7, 1.6, 1.5, 1.4. No, 1.4 starts here. There we go. And then 1.3 and 1.2. So this I beat back when it was possible. You had to have high detail graphics in 2.0 to beat it. So I turned that on and beat it. And I think that was before I started my YouTube channel. So yeah, it was probably before I started my YouTube channel. So I don't think I have a video of that. Maybe I do. We could look it up. Codename Factory. I remember doing this on my YouTube channel, but the video was really jacked up. My laptop just couldn't handle recording, and it was like, no, I'm gonna spit out a slideshow. And that level's bugged in a few places, so I don't think you can do it on either 144 hertz or 60 hertz, but you could do it if you could switch between your refresh rate in the middle of an attempt. So yeah, that level was a pain in the butt. Ice Carbon Zest, obviously haven't done that. I probably could have done it before it got the secret way patched, partially patched. Swiftness is impossible. Demon Machine. That's impossible. It might be just 60 hertz bugged. Demon Park 2, that's 60 hertz bugged, I think. Anyway, it's currently not possible right now on 60 hertz. It was possible back in 2.0. Super of Everything, we know that's 60 hertz bugged. And then Demon Attack is 60 hertz bugged. Ice Carbon Diablo X is Extreme Demon. This is interesting. So there's a timing in here that's stupid hard that you use to bypass an issue that the level has, and you can do it sometimes. The timing is tighter than the 60 hertz window, so sometimes you can make that timing, sometimes you can't. The window, like a 60 hertz window, that means the timing has to occur within a window of 16 and 2/3 milliseconds. If that is doable, then it is at least a frame perfect timing, or it could be a bit easier than that, depending on how big the window actually is. The window for this timing is smaller than that in this level, so it's sometimes possible. Janice Miracle, yeah, no. I've done some practice on it. I think I was practicing on 120 hertz. No, I was practicing on 60 hertz, I think. Anyway, I'm not going to do this until we have 2.2, because this level is bad. And then we're good all the way down here to Final Demon. I was kind of thinking about uploading this maybe as the last video I ever upload as a joke. Like, the joke is that it's the Final Demon, and yes, it is, right? It's not as if oh, I'm trolling you, I'm quitting now type of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't picked up 1.8 demons again. Don't really have the time. I might do that, and then I have to decide whether or not I'm saving this for that or not. And then it does get kind of weird. Let's go find Michigan. So the first one is water temple. I was gonna try and do the tempo levels together, maybe in a stream. With this way school's looking, I'm not sure how that's gonna happen. But you've got that. You got fire temple in 1.9, shadow temple, lava temple, forest temple. That's a different can of worms. Desert temple. Both of those, I believe, are 2.0. Oh, I beat this before it got buffed. That's why it's a weird color. Yeah, so those two are 2.0. And then there's Yadagarasu. He's in the name, which isn't right. So WAD, he includes all the creators. I just include the publisher. So the publisher of Yadagarasu is Trusta. Done. In fact, let's go find Ultraviolet. Exactly. Just ViPriN. And I'm not going to go through and try to validate all this, but that's the idea. So it'd take a lot of practice to try and make a Michigan stream happen. It'd probably be like a series of streams. And what just happened there? Oh, I think I accidentally hit the back button on my mouse. So my mouse has a fourth button on it, custom button, and on the internet browser it's supposed to be the back button. So when I press it, we go back to a new tab. And it won't let me go back to this for some reason. Okay. Well, that's enough of that. So you've seen my demon list. It's up to date once again. I did find a new trick. I'm ashamed I didn't realize it earlier, but I can just put levels down here. Don't have to care where they go. And then I hold shift, hold control, press up. Then I let go of control and press down, and then I press left twice. Now I've highlighted all the demons, and then I can just go here and sort the sheet on column, or sort the range that I've selected on column A, C, from A to C, A to Z, or Z to A. So if I do A to Z, then it sorts them in ascending sequence like that, and then I could reverse it. And then all of those are incorrect. So we'll correct that. So that will help me organize any new levels I add, and then I can also check the validity of all of these entries by highlighting them and then coming over here and do remove duplicates. And then we just want to analyze column C. There you go. All IDs are unique, so this is valid. The only time that doesn't happen is like there was one time when, what's the name of that level? I think it was Utopian Delusions or something like that. It ended up having like two different IDs, maybe because it was republished or something, and so that was weird. And then I also can't validate this against levels that have been unrated. So that's a tricky part because when demons get unrated, they aren't necessarily announced. For example, clubs Deadlocked Alpha by Irene got unrated, and we didn't realize that for a while. And then I got that one corrected, which is sad because that's a demon I've done. But I guess that means I got the stats from it. So you didn't steal from my stats. You stole from everyone else's. So that's kind of boring trying to manage this, but that's what we do. Here's what I did for 9 circles being a daily level. Just kind of included it over there. I know WAD actually put it here in the middle, which is alright. I feel like it's kind of like a weekly demon, but not quite, so. Anyway, that's that. You guys are probably bored of this, so I'm going to stop streaming. Thank you guys for watching, and we're going to get going. Oh yeah, you want a link to the list? Let me provide that. Okay, you saw that. Okay. Well, we're going to call that good for today. I do try to include that spreadsheet in a few of my video descriptions. But you could just, because the other people have lists like that, so you could just make a bookmark in Chrome or something and keep them all there, and then put yours at the top if you have one. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's the end of the stream. I will see you with another video a bit later. Let's see, I didn't think I uploaded today, so I'll upload tomorrow. And that's when I'll see you guys again. Bye.